Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a nice day before we begin the video. Please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. General Hospital 2-week spoilers for April 21. May 2, 2025. See Lucky Spencer, Jonathan Jackson, ranting, Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, interfering, and Tracy Quartermaine, Jane Elliott, plotting. Let's get started with the action coming in week 1, which starts on Monday, April 21st. Maxie Jones, Kirsten Storms, is absolutely horrified to hear from Police Commissioner Anna Devane, Finola Hughes, that she is targeting Sidwell, Carlo Rota, for takedown with an investigation. And that could mean deception loses its key ingredient. So obviously, Maxie is very worried that Sidwell's assets may be frozen. Although despite what Anna thinks, what's bizarre is the insight is coming from overseas. So, I don't know how a Port Charles investigation would shut down a mine in Africa, but it's a soap, so hey. Brooke Lynn Quartermaine, BLQ, Amanda Seton, and Maxie want answers from Anna so they can do some contingency planning. Jocelyn Jacks, Eden McCoy, and Emma are bickering. Looks like up at General Hospital, Jocelyn Jacks, Eden McCoy, is about tired of Emma being mad at her all the time. And of course, she thinks Jocelyn is spoiled and entitled and all that. And I think we all know Emma's just kind of annoying. I really miss the old version of Emma. No slide on the actress. It's not about the actress. She's fine. It's about their way that they're writing this part. So Isaiah Gannon, Sawandi Wilson, and Jordan Ashford, Tanisha Harper, decide on something big and important. Isaiah's not going to like it as Jordan tries to dump him, and Isaiah is bickering about this. But Jordan feels like this is her chance to take down Sidwell, and this blossoming relationship can't be in the way. Meanwhile, Lucas Jones, Van Hansis, gives Marco Rios, Adrian Ancondo, a chance. He listens to what he has to say after Lucas demands to know if Marco already knew who he was when they met in Miami. And Alexis Davis, Nancy Lee Grahn, gets a little drop-in visit from Sidwell, who is telling her that a potential client would be a fool not to hire her. And Sidwell may be trying to place her in at deception as part of his little takeover, pushing Sonny Corinthos, Morris Bernard, out the door. Sasha Gilmore, Sophia Matson, has to come clean when Jason demands to know if she took a payout from Sidwell. Jason heard about it from Maxie when he stopped by to talk about, who Sidwell is and what's going on and all this. And so it's kind of interesting. I don't think he's going anywhere. He is our new villain. I really like Carlo Rota. He's a good actor. And Carly Corinthos Spencer, Laura Wright, is not going to take no for an answer. And it looks like that's when her conversation from Friday with Sonny continues. She has advised him not to fight the referendum, and they debate what might be a better way to go about this whole thing. Tuesday, April 22nd, Lucky has some harsh words for Christina Corinthos Davis, Kate Muncy, that she needs to listen to. And Lucky may be back to telling Christina she needs to turn herself in. And he may tell Christina, don't ever come back to Liz Weber's, Rebecca Herbst, house, 'cause she drops by. Considering that she's the one who's to blame for Liz's broken leg, Christina does not need to be thinking it's okay for her to drop in for an impromptu visit. Kai Taylor, Jen's Austin Estrup, updates Drew Kane Quartermaine, Cameron Matheson, about the fact that he wants the surgery. And I wonder if the offer that he made to Kai is still good, because Drew has been awfully distracted and upset about what's going on behind the scenes at his house. Willow Tate, Kathleen McMullen, talks to Jason. She wants some help from him, which is kind of surprising, and she may want him to talk to Michael Corinthos, Chad Joel, or Carly to do some lobbying about this whole kid situation. Trina Robinson, Tabiana Ali, talks to her dad, Curtis Ashford, Donald Turner, and she really opens up. Obviously, she's very worried about Kai having this surgery that's risky and his ongoing and growing involvement with Drew. and Carly flips things around on an ally. She betrays them. It may be Nina Reeves, Cynthia Watrous, because she is over at Carly's house this week. On Wednesday, April 23rd, Willow is a little stunned by a reaction that Drew has. And if she tells him she turned to his twin Jason for an assist, he may have some things to say. Drew really hates Jason and Willow knows that. But she is trying to move things forward and smooth the path for them, and whatever she did, I'm sure Drew will back down. Dante Falconeri, Dominic Zamprogna, and Lulu Spencer, Alexa Havens-Bruning, talk about their family, and I wonder if she is again pushing about Rocco Falseroni, Finn Francis Carr, moving in with her, which Don Jason doesn't want bickering again. This could be about Jack Brennan, Chris McKenna. Or it could be about Willow or Drew. So many options. Laura Spencer Collins, Jenny Francis, finds herself on the defensive again. No doubt because of Ezra Boyle, Daniel Cosgrove, and Drew's scheming. And somebody gets an intriguing offer from Tracy. And it may be Sidwell who is hoping for her to be his co-conspirator. Thursday, April 24th is the first day of May sweeps. We're going to have several weeks of really intense action starting on Thursday. And Cody Bell, Josh Kelly, is injured. He needs some medical help. So maybe this is horse-related, or maybe he's changing the tire for Molly Lansing Davis, Kristen Veganos. We'll see. Danny Morgan, Asher Antonizin, confides in Jason, talks to his dad about how much he's missing his mom, Sam McCall, Kelly Monaco. And we may see some bonding with Sasha over this baby, which Danny knows it isn't related to him. But you know, he's also bonded with Scout Kane, Cosette Abinant, and Rocco. They all see themselves as siblings, so he's pretty flexible about how you define family. Also, something's really got Brooke Lynn worried. Molly issues a warning to Rick Lansing, Rick Hurst, on Thursday, and Sonny gets ready for his surgery. On Friday, April 25th, there's a setback and Willow has to deal with it. And Carly gets an update about Sonny's heart condition, and Christina is shocked. So considering that Sonny's surgery is in sweeps, which I thought it would be, this may be some sort of bad news. Also, Brooke Lynn is blasting Lulu. She may be pushing her about Dante and the baby thing, or about her trying to move Rocco away from Dante, and Nina gets busy and plays hardball on Friday. And then going into week 2, April 28th through May 2nd. This is the first full week of sweeps. So watch for things to really start going wild and getting more intense. As Sonny comes out of surgery, things may look dire. Maybe he waited too long, or there was more damage than they first thought. Also, Natalia Rogers Ramirez, Eva LaRue, is blabbing to Sidwell about Sonny's heart issue, may open the door for that bad guy to cause problems for the local mob boss. Jason's got to think long and hard about how close he's going to let Danny get to Sasha, and this baby that isn't really Jason's because Danny is still dealing with the loss of Sam, and this might be a lot. Rick is frustrated that Sonny's daughter got away with attempted murder, and that means money in his bank account. But Rick may snap a blab the truth to Molly so that Christina winds up paying for what she did. Even if it's not in jail and trouble with her sister might be enough. There's also always the chance, that Cody may overhear Ava Jerome, Maura West, and Rick because he is an eavesdropper and a gossip, especially when he's been drinking. So if he hears Ava and Rick talking, he might take that big news to Molly. I don't think he'd hold back at all. Anna is coming hard after Sidwell, but I suspect he covered his tracks pretty well with Kai doing this risky surgery, and this pressure from Drew bothering her. Portia Robinson, Brooke Kerr, is increasingly desperate to find something to take down the congressman, and she may intensify the pressure on Brad Cooper, Parishen, to find something she can use. And Marco is able to convince Lucas that he's legit and didn't know him. And sparks are going to continue to fly, but how long until Brad notices and tries to interfere? The drama is intensifying in Port Charles as familiar faces stir up chaos and deep-seated tensions bubble back to the surface. Over the next 2 weeks from April 21 to May 2, General Hospital is set to deliver explosive moments, long-awaited confrontations, and bold moves that will leave fans reeling. At the center of the storm are Lucky Spencer's emotional unraveling, Jason Morgan's risky involvement in a dangerous web, and Tracy Quartermain's strategic manipulations that could change everything. Lucky Spencer returns to Port Charles with a storm in his soul and a bone to pick with almost everyone he used to care about. Haunted by everything he lost, his marriage to Elizabeth, his relationship with his son Aidan, and the life he abandoned, Lucky walks into Port Charles like a man on a mission. But the town he left behind isn't the one he's walking back into. Elizabeth has moved on in ways he's not ready to accept, and her growing connection to Finn adds salt to old wounds. Meanwhile, Jake struggles with his father's return, unsure if he should open his heart again or guard it from further hurt. Lucky's rage doesn't stay contained for long. He vents to Laura in private, questioning how she could support Elizabeth's choices, and confronts Finn in a tense scene. While Finn tries to keep the peace, Lucky pushes every button he can find, leading to a confrontation that threatens to undo months of progress for Elizabeth and her fragile family. Lucky doesn't just stop at verbal jabs. He begins digging into Finn's past, determined to prove the doctor isn't worthy of Liz's trust. But in his pursuit of truth, Lucky risks alienating everyone he claims to love. While Lucky spirals, Jason Morgan keeps his cards close to the vest as he quietly maneuvers through the shadows of Port Charles. Though his return brought hope to many, Jason is playing a dangerous game. He's been secretly working to take down a dangerous syndicate from within, possibly even setting himself up to dismantle what's left of the Pikeman operation. But Jason's efforts are complicated when Carly begins asking questions he can't answer, and Sonny grows increasingly suspicious of Jason's loyalties. Sonny, already grappling with health concerns and emotional instability, lashes out when he feels betrayed. His paranoia spikes when he finds out that Jason met with Anna behind closed doors. Though Anna tries to keep the details quiet, word leaks fast in Port Charles, and Sonny isn't someone who reacts well to secrets. As he digs for answers, Sonny finds something he wasn't meant to see, a piece of evidence that could make him question whether Jason is truly on his side or working against him. Meanwhile, Tracy Quartermain is playing her own long game. While the rest of her family is distracted by the ongoing drama between Brooklyn and Lois, Tracy is quietly maneuvering herself into a position of power, one that could shift the entire Quartermain legacy. With ELQ in flux and Ned still struggling to find balance between his family and his music career, Tracy is preparing to make a bold move. Tracy has no intention of letting ELQ slip from the family's grasp, especially not with outsiders circling like vultures. She's suspicious of Valentine and begins digging into his dealings again, certain he's up to something shady, despite his supposed step back from business. What she discovers could blow the doors wide open on Valentine's plans and expose a conspiracy that goes beyond ELQ. But Tracy's manipulations don't end with the business world. She's got her sights set on Brooklyn's future too. Believing Brooklyn is too distracted by her engagement drama and wedding plans to make smart choices, Tracy pushes Lois to steer her daughter in the right direction. Lois pushes back, hard. And in the middle of the mother-daughter power struggle, Brooklyn finds herself questioning everything, including her feelings for Chase. Is the wedding still on the horizon, or will secrets from Chase's past and pressure from both mothers force them to reconsider? Elsewhere in town, Ava Jerome is treading dangerous waters. With Sonny lashing out and Jason's return throwing everyone off balance, Ava finds herself caught in the middle. She's trying to manage Sonny's erratic behavior, but it's becoming increasingly clear that she may be in over her head. When a confrontation with Sonny turns violent, Ava starts to rethink her position entirely. She considers skipping town for a while, but just as she's preparing to disappear, someone from her past reappears with a proposition she can't ignore. This surprise visitor offers Ava a chance at redemption or revenge. But which path will she choose? On the romance front, Willow is still struggling to adjust after Michael's recent confession. The couple faces a pivotal moment in their relationship when Willow discovers a secret Michael's been keeping about Drew's involvement in the SEC case. Willow is furious that Michael played puppet master behind the scenes and begins to question whether she truly knows the man she married. Meanwhile, Nina tries to find her footing again. After losing everything and being iced out by Willow, she clings to her role at Crimson, but feels adrift. In a surprising twist, she receives an offer from an unexpected ally, Maxie, who wants to revive Crimson with Nina at the helm again. But is it a genuine olive branch or General part Hospital? Of a larger plan? Sasha begins to question whether she's ready to move on from Brando. Though Cody is patient and kind, she still feels torn between honoring her past and exploring a future. When she receives a mysterious gift related to Brando, Sasha is flooded with emotion, and it sparks a journey that may bring her closer to closure or reopen old wounds. Elsewhere, Molly and TJ face a heartbreaking decision. The couple, still grieving their surrogate's miscarriage, must decide whether they'll try again. But cracks begin to show in their once solid relationship when Molly begins questioning whether she even wants to move forward with having a child. TJ, blindsided, turns to someone unexpected for advice, Stella, who helps him see things from a new perspective. Portia and Curtis are trying to rebuild, but Jordan's lingering presence makes that difficult. Though she says she's moved on, Jordan's involvement in a new police investigation brings her back into Kurt's orbit. The case: a suspicious fire at an abandoned warehouse, one that ties back to Sonny's business. As the investigation heats up, Jordan and Anna team up, but they clash over strategy and secrets. Anna is still reeling from the fallout of Valentine's deception and isn't eager to trust anyone again, not even Jordan. Their rocky partnership may be what costs them the chance to stop a major crime in motion. Over at the Metro Court, Lucy and Scott reignite old tensions after a bizarre run-in that reminds them both why they were never meant to last. But something about their latest argument feels different, almost like old flames rekindling in disguise. And in a twist no one saw coming, a mystery figure appears in Port Charles with ties to both Sonny and Jason. This individual's arrival could unravel everything Jason's been working for and send Sonny further into chaos. But who is this person? And what do they really want? The next 2 weeks promise chaos, secrets, and game-changing choices. Port Charles is a town built on lies and love, on grudges and redemption. And in the coming days, every foundation will be tested. As Lucky's rants turn into action, Jason interferes where he shouldn't, and Tracy plots behind the scenes. Fans can expect power plays, heartbreak, and maybe even a few jaw-dropping returns that shake everything to the core. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our YouTube channel for more update news.